Hey everyone, I'm here today to tell you about my app idea called Group. Group has some pretty neat features that I'm excited to tell you about today. The first one being events. This is the top button here, and when you click events, it takes you to a list with the time, the date, where, and if it's an informal or a formal event. In events, you can also add new ones and put in whether you have an event that happens on the same day every week. For example, if you have basketball practice every Tuesday, here you can plug it in and it will automatically put it on your calendar for every Tuesday. The second feature is the calendar. This is just a view for you to see in a monthly calendar view and place new events in, just like in the events tab. It also has that same feature where you can put something that occurs on the same day every week. The third thing I want to tell you about is reminders. Reminders is a place where you can put in an alert. So for example, if your mom's birthday is coming up, you can have the reminder alert you 2 days before the birthday happens, so you have time to get a gift or a card or whatever you need to do. All three of these are inputs for the user, so the user will put in their events. Now, when we get to the weather is where you can choose a location that you want to know the weather for. So this requires GPS, and it'll show the current weather in your whatever given location you want. The last feature is upcoming events. So upcoming events will show whatever's coming up that day. It will show the time, it will show the location, and if it's formal or informal. I think you'll really enjoy Group if you decide to download. Thanks a lot for listening. The next page, this is what it would look like if you tap on the events button. So it's a list view where you can check off all of your events. Say you went to the doctor's appointment, you could just check that right off. You can also add new events here. So say you have dinner with your grandma, you could add that in here. This is where you would import a new event. So if you click on that plus sign, here's where you type in what the event is, the date, Wednesday, March 29th, whether it's going to repeat every Wednesday. No, obviously lunch with grandma is not going to repeat. The description of the event looks like it's happening at Kelly's Diner at 9 a.m. and this is an informal event. When you click on the reminders button, it brings you to this, which is yet again a list, checklist, where you can check off once you've completed those reminders. So bring home social studies textbook, done. Bring soccer ball to track practice, done. Take track clothes to school, check. Here's where you can add a new reminder. Looks like I really need to bring home my math textbook because Mr. Curvin is assigning math homework, and this happens every Wednesday. So I'm gonna plug in the date, and I want this to happen actually every Wednesday and Friday because that's when he assigns homework. The weather view shows you a monthly calendar for your location of choice. This one happens to be Ohio. But you can add a new location if you want. So for example, let's say you'd like to figure out what the weather in Minnetonka would be. You'd type that in and it would show you the weather. You can add a new event to your calendar. So when you click on the calendar button, it brings you to this view and you can add in a new event. Same as before, when you click on events, you just type in the name, event name, the date, whether it repeats, the description, and informal or formal. Here's a list of all the type of information that the app will process or store or use. The first one being the user's events. And here you can see user events, and that's input by the user. For example, okay, we've got Uncle Joe's wedding coming up. The weather will show anywhere in the world, and this is via an external, GPS input. For example, Paris, France, 54 degrees Fahrenheit, or Wadsworth, Ohio. The location of the user will be gathered through a sensor, and that being a GPS. So for example, 625 Broad Street, Wadsworth, Ohio, 44281. The calendar is also external, okay? So that will be, or for example, rather, March 20th, 2017. Whatever the user needs or reminders the user is going to input, for example, they need to bring home a textbook. So I'm targeting my app to anyone who needs help being organized, and pretty much all you need to run this is a phone or a tablet. So I hope you like my idea.